Once upon a time, in a shining kingdom called Nuristan, there lived a princess named Nilofar. Her beauty was known across the land and so were her dresses. Every gown she owned looked as if it was woven from flowers and starlight. Each morning, she would appear in a new color, sometimes blue like the sea, sometimes pink like jasmine, and sometimes white like the soft glow of moonlight. One in the palace would stop just to admire her splendor. But no one ever saw the sadness behind her smile. Nilofar had everything: jewels, luxury, admiration, yet she felt painfully alone. Her parents, the king and queen, were always busy with royal matters, and no one truly spoke to her. At night, when the palace slept, she would sit by her window and whisper to the stars, "I wish someone would see me, not my dresses, not my beauty, just me." One night, as she drifted into sleep, a gentle glow filled her room. An old fairy appeared before her, her wings shimmering like silver mist. The fairy said softly, "Princess Nilofar, your beauty lights up the world, but your heart still hides in shadows. Tomorrow morning, you will face a test." Nilofar sat up, surprised. "A test? What kind of test?" The fairy smiled, her eyes kind but mysterious. "Your dresses will leave you. And then, you will see who truly knows your heart." When morning came, Nilofar woke up and gasped. Her wardrobe was empty. All her magical dresses were gone. Only a plain, old white gown lay folded neatly inside. Her hands trembled as she held it, but she took a deep breath and put it on. When she entered the hall, everyone stared and then they laughed. "Is that really the princess?" someone mocked. "She looks like a servant now," said another. Nilofar's heart ached, but she didn't say a word. For the first time, no one bowed, no one smiled, and no one opened a door for her. Feeling invisible, she quietly walked out of the palace. She wandered far, until she reached a small village. The streets were dusty, the houses simple, and people looked tired but their faces were kind. Nilofar sat under a tree, exhausted and hungry. A little boy saw her and came running with a small cup of water. "Here, lady," he said softly. "You look tired." She smiled faintly. "Thank you, little one." He tilted his head and asked, "Are you a traveler?" Nilofar nodded. "Yes, just a traveler." The boy smiled back. "Your clothes are simple, but your eyes shine like stars." Nilofar froze for a moment, then her eyes filled with tears. For the first time in her life, someone saw her, not her dress. That night, as the moon rose, the same fairy appeared again, her voice warm and gentle. "Do you understand now, Nilofar?" she said. "The beauty that lives in your heart is far greater than any gown you wear." The fairy lifted her hand, and a soft light swirled around Nilofar. Her plain white dress shimmered, turning into a golden gown that sparkled like sunlight on water, but this time, it felt different, lighter, softer, as if it was made from kindness itself. The fairy smiled and said, "From now on, your dresses will be made from the light of your heart." And with that, she disappeared into the night. Nilofar returned to the palace the next morning. The servants gasped when they saw her glowing like dawn itself. But Nilofar was not the same anymore. She no longer cared about showing off her beauty. She spent her days helping people, comforting the sad, and bringing joy wherever she went. People began to say, Princess Nilofar's dresses change colors every day, but her heart always shines the same pure and golden. And so, her legend lived on. The princess who learned that real beauty is not stitched in silk or gold, but lives quietly within a kind and shining heart. Glowing star.